Hey everybody. So, yeah, like last night, I was up in the middle of the night talking to someone about tumors and operations and jelly juice. And I know I have many different types of people on the jelly juice. Some people have an amazing threshold for pain, and other people don't. But also, too, I have a lot of people on the Jelly Juice that have been with me for since the beginning, and so in the beginning, some people had to turn to medical intervention to take out the tumors because they didn't want to go through the painful healing process. And of course, it was a recommendation from their doctor, or it was also encouraged by their by their families. So so last night, I didn't want to have that. Like, I wanted to say what I said to the person through private messenger when they told me about what was going on, but I'm not trying to counsel anyone or make or admonish anyone for making whatever choices, because everybody makes a choice on how they want to deal with their medical issues. And so if you choose to have medical intervention, absolutely, it's your choice. There's always a possibility that the jelly juice and your ability to handle the healing process could have mitigated medical intervention because of the triggering of a peptosis with the right chemistry. And so, you know, we always have choices, and jelly juice can work in conjunction with vaccines. It could also work in conjunction with medical intervention. It could also be something that you can do on your own without medical intervention. But that's not for me to decide or tell anyone what they should do. It's something that they have to decide for themselves. So then I started looking more into tumors and how tumors can wash away on its own, or how they drop off on their own. And it is a peptosis. A peptosis is a programmed cell death that could either be triggered by the cell itself because of stress, or it could be triggered by another cell that wants it to destroy itself. And that is no different than people in our society who have a conglomeration of the same types of stressful cells of where they want to commit suicide in direct ways or indirect ways, like a self-sabotage, self-destruct. And that has a lot to do with the environment they're in, as well as the medical holistic practices they apply to their situations. And so, yeah, a peptosis is no different than what happens out there in your community with people who can't handle their own stressful life, and they turn to things like suicide. Or somebody else finds the weakness within you and then send signals to, like, abuse victims, people who are in relationships where one person wants to destroy the other person. And that is another type of a peptosis, where another cell or conglomerations of cells send messages to that person to program their own cell death. So everything can be translatable from the micro level to the macro level. You have to understand that when you trigger a peptosis, a programmed cell death, it will either be through the natural chemistry of food, and then you're able to maximize your absorption, or it's something that medical biotech will go and program cells for you and create vaccines to program a cell death, or stop the programming of a cell death to where then you just have tumors all over your body. That's also what the medical holistic industry does. Is they don't want people to have a programmed cell death because of cancer, disease, or chronic illness. Then what they do is they stop the programmed cell death where it washes out of the body because the person's in pain, and then the person has tumors. They have polyps. They have all these different things in their body because the body's immune system was interrupted by medical intervention, and so the body could not fulfill the complete process of a peptosis. And so that's why people carry tumors. And then they become malignant because, once the body, see, when the body has like a pimple or a blackhead or a skin tags or moles or warts, those are anomalous skin cells that were separated from the body. And like, you've seen it on dogs. When dogs have growths on their body, they had an interruption in the actual apoptosis programming. And so the body, instead of it getting rid of it, because it didn't have enough strength to get rid of it, it just separated it from the main body, sort of. And so it's like hanging off the body, like, like a tumor would, or some kind of growth. And then at some point, there's so many of those tumors on the body, they eventually turn malignant because it takes over the body. So with J juice, it does induce the natural healthy apoptosis. But when you turn to modern medicine, they will interrupt that whole natural process and try to stop it, because you'll be in pain, yes, and so you try to stop the pain. You've interrupted the actual natural immune response, and that's why people can, live a relatively okay long time with warts and with skin tags and with tumors that may be benign but eventually turn, malignant. All right, talk to you there. Bye.